Retention problem is one problem that most creators like you have. Let me be honest with you, many times it's not just your content. Because getting views is no longer the hard part. Keeping people watching, that's actually the real game. Think about it. Have you ever watched a video and in 10 seconds you felt like leaving, but suddenly something just made you stay? That something is not luck. That is structure. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you 5 content structures that keep people watching even when they didn't plan to. If you're a creator, business owner, or someone trying to grow online, you need to understand this. People don't just watch content because it is good. They watch content because it is structured to hold attention. And most creators are doing the exact opposite. But the creators who grow fast don't just create, they design attention traps. Let me show you exactly how to do it. This is the most powerful one. An open loop is when you start something but don't just finish it. Now, imagine stacking multiple open loops together. For example, you might think the real reason why your videos are not doing well is just because of the editing, but that's not it. In fact, it is something that most people ignore, and I'll explain that in a second. Now, you've created tension, but the mistake most people make is solving it immediately. No. You stack it. You see, before we get into that, there is something even more important you need to understand about how attention really works. Now the viewer is stopped, not because they want to, but because their brain is waiting for closure. And once you understand this, you stop making random videos. You start building unfinished thoughts that people are forced to complete. That's right there is retention. Introduce a problem and rush into solution. But high retention content does something different. It deepens the problem before solving it. Let me explain. Instead of saying you're not getting views because your hook is weak, you say you think the problem is your hook, but it is not. Because even when people watch your video, they are not staying. And even when they stay, they are not engaging. And even when they engage, they are not converted. So the real problem is not visibility. It is attention control. Did you just see what happened? The problem didn't stay flat. It expanded, it became heavier, more personal, and more urgent. And now the viewer is thinking, okay, I need to understand this fully. This is what keeps people watching, not attention. But clarity builds through tension. Here's where most people get it wrong. They start with teaching, but high-performing content start with a story. Even if the video is educational, business, even if it's technical, you must begin with something human. For example, I remember the first time I posted a video and I really thought it was going to blow up. Immediately, you've lowered resistance. Because humans don't resist stories. They resist instructions. And then you slowly shift. That video didn't just flop. It made me realize something painful about how attention works online. Now the story becomes a bridge, and from the story you transition into a lesson. This structure works because stories disarm, lessons convert, and when you combine both, you get content that people don't just watch, but they actually feel. This is where most viral content live. The idea is simple: never give the answers too early. Let's say the video is titled "The content structure that keep people watching." Most people will rush to list everything immediately. But instead you say, I'm going to show you the 4 structures. But before that, let me tell you something most creators never realize about attention. Now you've delayed the payoff, but you didn't waste time. You built curiosity. You added value. And the viewer thinks, if the beginning is this good, then the middle must be better. That expectation is what keeps them watching. Because attention is not just about information, it's about anticipation management. And yes, there's a bonus for you. This one is subtle but powerful. Every few minutes, you reset attention. You break the pattern, you change the tone, you reframe the message. For example, let me stop you for a minute. Or, wait, I think I need to explain this differently. Or, because if you're still watching at this point, it's because you've started to see what most people miss. That moment resets attention. It wakes the viewers up again because attention naturally fades. So great creators don't just assume that people still focused. They reclaim attention multiple times in one video. So let's bring it all together. If you want people to actually stop scrolling and stay with your content, you need to stop thinking in attention and start thinking in structure. We've covered the open loop stack, the problem deepening ladder, the story first shift, the payoff delay system, and the reset moment. Now here's the real question. Are you going to keep creating content that people see and leave, or content that they can't leave? The choice is yours. Because at the end of the day, retention is not accident. It is architecture, and now you know how it has been built. This is Top Media, and our focus is simple: helping creators and brands like you understand how growth really works so you can build content that actually performs. We'll keep breaking it down step by step. See you in our next video.